What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. Yeah, so since I got those 3 squirrels earlier this week, let's go ahead and build a smoker and get them all preserved and safely put away. Shall we? Let's go. We're not going to do anything too crazy. We're going to make a teepee style smoker just because I only got the 3 squirrel. But that'll work for what I need. You can also make bigger smokers. You can make an A-frame kind of style smoker, you know, for bigger, large game. But for now, we're just going to make a teepee style. So what we really need to do is we just need to cut down some long poles, okay? Cut down as many as you think you're going to need. I've got a few good ones back here. So get your saw. You can use your saw, you can use your multi-tool if your multi-tool's got a saw on there, but most multi-tools got like a 2 3/4, 2.5 inch saw, but you get something like this, it works a lot better. So, something like this will do good. You know, you don't need super huge, super thick. All right. Just keep cutting till you get as many as you think you're going to need, and then drag them out of here, and we're going to get to building. So now that you've cut down however many poles you think you're going to need, now we can get started on cutting your pieces and fabricating your smoker. Okay, so we don't need anything super tall. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off. Now, I don't have anything to measure with, but I know I'm 6'3", or as I think I said before, 6'1" to 6'3", depending on where I'm leaving, 7-Eleven or DMV. Okay, I might quote that. But we don't need anything super tall. Okay, so we're gonna take our first one. All right, and we'll just straighten up, stand straight, be presentable. Okay. We'll get somewhere around our chin. That's chin, probably bottom of beard, you know. So we'll start there, okay? There we go. Now we got one cut. We can use this. We can use this length to measure 2 more and cut them that way. We're going to start. We're going to make a tripod, okay? 3 pieces, 2 more, okay? So let's go cut those and get started. Save the topper, all right? We're not going to throw this away. We're going to use it, all right? We're going to use as much of this material as we can. All right, drop y'all down a little bit. All right, let me get down the level here. So we're going to use 2 things to make this. Okay, we're going to use snare wire, like what we had with our traps the other day. And we're going to use a little hank of paracord here. All right. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to start off just by doing a little, you know, overhand knot here, a little double overhand knot to give myself a decent little loop, something I can cinch down on the first pole and then tie the other poles up afterwards. Okay. There we are, just like that. Okay. We'll go find the other end. Careful not to tie yourselves in any knots as you're trying to find the other end. That's be no good because then you have to untie a knot. All right. So, essentially, we're going to tie all 3 of these together, okay? Makes no difference which one we do first, but we're just going to cinch down on this one and go from there, okay? Cinch down, we'll give it a couple of wraps. All right. So, tied up the first one. tied around the second one. We're going to keep on going back and forth, okay? Because we want these to be tied together. No fancy knots, nothing crazy. Tell you what's crazy is this damn humidity today. Tell you when the breeze, tongue tied. Tell you when the breeze is blowing, it feels great, but when it stops, that humidity is kicking in. We got a nice storm rolling in later on today, so that's why we're gonna try to get this built and working before that happens. So just back and forth, okay? You just want them to be tied up together, okay? And once you get enough on that, now start tying up the third one. Okay. So a few wraps around the third one, back around the second one, lash that to itself. Okay. Get up there. Make adjustments as needed. Nothing fancy. You just want these to stay together. Now, I said we're going to be using both the snare wire and the paracord. So I want to use the paracord here because I want that to be kind of flexible so that when I stand this up, they stay, but I can open the legs up like a tripod. Did I mention this damn humidity? Okay, so I don't know how much I had here. I think I may have had 18 or 20 feet. Okay, probably didn't need that much, but I'm just going to go ahead and use it. And we're just going to keep lashing this so it stays together. There, now we'll get to the end. We'll tie it off to itself. Ta-da, now we got them together. Like I said, nothing fancy. I basically just tied that like I just tied a shoe, okay? So now we're gonna stand this up. Spread them out. Now before we go doing anything else, we're gonna build our rack inside, okay? Where we're gonna place our meat, food, and anything else that we're gonna dry out, all right? So I'm gonna let them in, and this is where the wire comes in, okay? Now I wanted to use the paracord up top. I don't know if I said this already. I want to use the paracord up top so that I can move, all right? I'm not getting it too tight and worry about snapping this, okay? Now down here, this will go a little bit better because this is where the heat's gonna get to first, okay? It's not gonna melt or burn up the paracord, okay? The steel wire goes a little bit better here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of the smaller branches off of our poles that we cut down, okay? And we're gonna use that to make our rack here, okay? So just, you know, use your tripod as a guide, okay? Mark with your fingers, okay? make your cuts. Alright, so I don't need these little pieces, so we'll get rid of them. You do this with a knife, but my saw works on this small stuff, so. Pull yourself off some. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. Now I'm gonna double it up. Okay, take it right on over. All right. See where I want to put this. Oh, let's make another one. Okay, we can use this again on a smaller piece. I didn't make that quite long enough, so. We'll go longer on this. Double it up. Give it a few good twists with your hand. Then you can finish tightening it up with your pliers. Not too tight, because it will snap, but tight enough. Okay. Do one, repeat, do another. All right, now you have one. Now repeat this process to the other two sides and then some in between to allow your food to sit on. All right, once you've repeated that process, okay, you should have something that looks like this, okay? Just from underneath. All right, it should resemble the rack inside your oven, the grill rack, okay? Just something you can put your food on, all right? Now, once you get that done, now we're gonna have to like seal this off, okay? Now that's what all the other pieces of branches and stuff for, okay? Is to stabilize this a little bit more and help hold our leafy branches to hold the smoke and everything in, all right? So a good tree for that would be something like a spruce tree, because their branches are kind of wide, they're evergreen, and they're thick. But I don't have spruce trees, but I do have cabbage palm. So we're gonna go back here and we'll get some cabbage palm leaves, and I'll show you why I'm gonna use them. All right, let's move on back there. Okay, so for those who don't know what cabbage palm is, this is not cabbage palm, it was just in my way. Okay, this is cabbage palm. Okay, they've got the big wide leaves on there, and that's what we want. Okay, we're going to use this to cover our smoker to try to hold that smoke in. Okay, if you don't hold that smoke in, you're not smoking any meat, right? Right. Whole point of a smoker. So we're going to cut down some of these. All right, I've got another tree over there if I need more, but this is what we're going to use as our main coverage. Okay, 'cause it's got these big fan-like leaves. Okay, so we'll get in here. So we got our cabbage palm or border palm leaves. Okay. Before we start closing this off, let's add some more support to it. That's where the other ends of your poles come in. Okay. So. something that palm leaves can rest again. Alright. Now we'll take these. Like I said, you see how huge that is? We're going to get a good coverage with this. Alright. So left the stem a little long. Okay, we can use this to get in there. Alright, cover this up a little bit. So measure that off. Get a little cut. See how that peels? Oh no. Not doing what I want you to do on so well. But we're gonna make it work. That's another good thing about this, is that this peels off this outer layer, and you can kind of use it as just a little lashing. All right, so we'll use some of this to lash this up once we get a few on there. Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna back it up. All right, so that gets us close, but I'm gonna go get probably about 2 or 3 more to finish this off. And yeah, we'll just keep building. All right, so I'm back. I went and cut down 3 more cabbage palm leaves, which I'm gonna kind of use that for the front here to kind of close that off. You know, a bit of a door, I guess you could say. But first, I got a little bit more of my paracord here. All right, so I'm going to try to tie this up a bit tighter. Okay, these are all just loose sitting up there. I really want to bring that in. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little bit of paracord here. Okay, the whole point, we're going to try to trap the smoke here. Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit of this paracord. I'm going to tie it off. Tie it off on the inside there. Okay. Start pushing this in tight. Okay. All right, pushing the leaf in. Really trying to make a bit of a funnel out of it. Okay. try to drop that smoke in here. All right. Pushing this in. Okay. That. That. All right. Don't need that. We'll clean this up before we fire it up. Okay. But I'm just gonna go up. Push that leaf in. All right. Now see how open that was? Okay, we're going to push that in, all right? We're going to seal that off. Get around to the back side, same thing. Push that, seal that off. Push it, seal it off. Working our way up, okay? We're going to make it a funnel out of this, okay? We're trying to trap as much smoke as possible up top to make it chimney, okay? Like that. Look how much better that looks, okay? Holding up kind of tight. Everything was starting to go up, but I was losing my hold down here. Careful when you do that. The paracord is going to want to walk on up. This is all right. And up here, we're going to tie this back on to the other one over here. There we go. Put this all in. Reach on in there. Tuck it back on itself. Just want to keep popping out. There we go. Now we're pretty sealed off right here. Now we'll take our other one. And again, just the same, like I said, we want to now cover up the front here. We want a bit of a door. All right. All right, Now, that's just to cover the front. Trap all the smoke in there. We can have access to our fire down below. All right, now this is just going to be temporary on here. All right, so that we can move it, we can take it off if we need to, check inside. All right, now we can take a little bit more paracord and tie this back, but just to hold it in place. All right. All right, and there it is. Got the front on, but we have one primitive smoker build. All right, so stay tuned for part 2. We're gonna fire this up. We're gonna put the squirrels in it, get them smoking. All right, remember, stay tuned, part 2. We're gonna get this working.